I just want to say a quick word to you about why I think this race is important. I don't think there's anybody who's paid just the least even casual attention here lately who doesn't understand that we're in troubled times in our country, and for that matter even in our state. We're a very conservative state, but nonetheless we seem to have trouble sometimes passing substantive conservative legislation. And of course now we see on the national scene with Obama getting another 4 years, that the liberals at the federal level are going to be doing everything they can to shove these liberal mandates down our throat, from Obamacare. Now they're talking about an executive order to impose gun control on us, and even try to take away our basic constitutional rights. And I think that in the next few years our state legislature is going to be really our main line of defense. And so we're going to need folks who are willing to stand up and resist the pressure that comes from some of the special interest groups, and people who are willing to fight for what's right. And that's why I'm running. You know, there are a lot of things I could be doing my time other than running for office, but you know, the next couple of years are going to be critical. The decisions that are made are going to have a long-standing effect on our future and children's future, on our economies and businesses. And we need some serious tax reform, and I'm grateful to have Representative Tommy Stringer here with us today. He's been one of the leaders in the House on trying to get tax reform in our legislature. I'm also proud to say we've got Senator Lee Bright from Spartanburg is here today too. And Lee's been fighting in the Senate for 4 years now on not only tax issues, both these fellows, not only tax issues, but also other important issues, pro-life. You know, we're a conservative state and we still have problems passing even substantive pro-life legislation in South Carolina. For 12 years we've had Republican-controlled House, Republican-controlled Senate, Republican governor, and we still have these problems. And the reason is we've got people who get elected who just want to go down there to be part of the club, instead of going down there and fighting for real conservative change. And that's why I'm running. And if I get elected, that's what I'll do. And if I get reelected, I'll do it again. And if I don't get reelected, then I know I've done my part and I can rest easy. But we're in a real fight, I think, for the future of our state and our country. And I really hope that as part of this campaign, I can enlist you in that fight.
I appreciate it, Chris. I owe a lot to Chris, a lot of thank yous, not only for taking the time to run, which it is a tremendous sacrifice to run. I think both Lee and I can attest to that. I need to thank Chris also for getting me into politics and helping me get elected. I've known him, I guess, about 25 years now. In fact, I met my wife at the business that he and his family used to own in Greenville, so I'm grateful for a lot of things with Chris. But over those 25 years, he and I have bounced political ideas off each other. We've argued, we've come to agree on a lot of things, which has helped me a lot in Columbia. There's a saying that if you're not mad, you're not paying attention. And when I ran 4 years ago, I was mad, and I'm still mad now. When I ran 4 years ago, I was one of 9 people that opposed the federal stimulus package that we ended up taking on a state level. And to sort of show you how far we've come in the legislature, in the House, 4 years ago, only 9 people opposed taking $750 million. Today, the entire Republican caucus is against taking $13 billion in Obamacare money. So, the point of that is that the people that you all elect, it's important. And Chris has had a large part to play in sending conservative people to Columbia. And now it's time for him to go. We need him desperately. He can hit the ground running, and he will represent you all well. Thank you.
It's nice to be up here on the stump like they used to in the good old days, you know, when you got to communicate with voters without a mainstream media trying to brainwash everybody and switch around what you're trying to say, but I just want to say this. A lot of folks are upset with what's going on in Washington. And the states are the last line of defense. And if you want to know what you can do to help South Carolina and help America, the best thing you can do is send Chris Sullivan to the State House. Chris is someone that I've known for a lot of years. He's a good friend. He's got a great family. Just really good people that love their country and love their state. And if you'll just get behind him and get him down to Columbia, I promise you, you'll be proud of the decision you made. You'll be proud of the work you've done. And it's a very short time. I mean, we're talking about, 2 weeks from now, we've got a primary. And then there'll be a runoff 2 weeks from, so it's a month's worth of work. And, you think about what went on in the founding of our country, and you think about George Washington, and you think about those folks out there when they didn't have the money to feed the troops, they couldn't clothe the troops, they couldn't even pay them, and they asked them to re-enlist, and those guys fought and died. Surely we can give Chris Sullivan a month of a few phone calls, talking to some friends and neighbors, because I'm telling you, it is going to be crucial. South Carolina and these other states are trying to stand up to this federal government that has, they want to take your guns, there's no question about it. And we all would much rather use the 10th Amendment to protect the Second Amendment than have to use the Second Amendment to protect the 10th. So let's stand up now and fight the good fight. Chris Sullivan, I tell you, having him in the House will be just a huge advantage for us conservatives. So if you'll talk to your friends, talk to your neighbors, we'll owe you a tremendous debt, your state will owe you a tremendous debt. But I appreciate you being out here tonight, and God bless you, and thank you for coming.